I finally did 30K after like 2 years, but oh my god, so many lessons learned. I hit the wall. F me. So I learned a lot of lessons from my last long run, and I've got my last pretty big run tomorrow. So I made it a mission of mine today to prepare as much as I can so that way I don't bonk on tomorrow's run. Now, tomorrow's run is really just a comfortable, easy long run. I think I'm scheduled to do like 31 kilometers, all at an easy pace. So there's no like tempo component to it. So I won't be working as hard compared to the last long run that I did, but I still want to make sure that I'm preparing as best as I can because, you know, there's only, I think, like 3 weeks left until my race, and honestly I feel like I am the least prepared for this marathon. So yeah, I don't know how this one's gonna go. But that being said, in terms of preparation, I went to a running store to get some fuel. I decided to go to a store rather than order some Huma gels from Amazon, just so that I could choose the flavors, because on Amazon it's either you get all of like one flavor or you get like an assorted and you end up not using some of the flavors that they offer. So I decided to drive out to a running store so that way I can choose the flavors that I want. So I got quite a bit. I don't know how many I'm going to be using tomorrow. I'm going to try and aim for 3 gels per hour because that's what Precision Hydration, or is it Precision Fuel, suggested that I take during my marathon. So I want to make sure that I can practice this during tomorrow's run, even though it won't be as hard of an effort compared to like when I do it at marathon pace. But I want to train the gut and make sure that it is able to handle 3 gels every hour. These are the gels that I got. I find that I can't take a lot of caffeinated gels, so I got a few just so that I get a boost of energy, especially towards like the later stages of a run. So I got, my top flavor is typically strawberry and mango, and then I got mango. I got 3 of the mango flavored ones, and then I got ones that have like double electrolytes, and some of them actually have 1 times caffeine, and that means they have 25 milligrams of caffeine. There are some Huma gels that have 2 times, so that means they've got 50 milligrams of caffeine. I decided to just stick with the 1 times amount because I don't think I need that much. So the flavors that I got was lemon and lime, and this has double the electrolytes. And then the next flavor is strawberry lemonade. The other flavor that I got is berries and pomegranate. This one's like like at first when I first took it, I'm like, nope, don't like it, but I actually grew to like it. So I'm going to be using the mango, strawberry, and the berries and pomegranate for sure, and then I'll probably sprinkle in the strawberry lemonade and lemon and limes just to kind of break up the sweetness of the gels that I have, because I find that when I have like lemon flavored gels, it's definitely more on the bitter end, which I actually don't mind because it gives me a break from all the like really sweet flavored stuff. I'm glad that I got this over and done with. It's unfortunate that a lot of the places that do sell Huma gels are quite far from my home. It was about a half an hour drive, which I guess isn't the worst, but still, the fact that I have to like get out of my like little suburb neighborhood is just kind of an effort because I have to go through like high traffic areas. But anyways, I got that done, and then I just got to make sure I stay on top of my hydration because hydration is key. Thankfully, it isn't as hot as it is when it was like peak summer. It's definitely cooling down, so I'm really happy, but that doesn't negate the excuse of not hydrating. So I'm gonna stay on top of it. Hopefully I can drink at least 2 liters today. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, my hydration hasn't been the greatest, so Good morning. So it is Saturday and I am currently getting ready for my long run. I am actually going to be testing out these shorts that I got from 2XU. It is the Form Stash High Rise Bike Shorts. And what I really love about this is not only do they have pockets on the sides, but they've got a ton of pockets on the waist. So I've got extra storage for gels for the race. So I'm hoping to wear this on race day. I do have similar shorts that are like this in length, but they are actually from Uniqlo and they aren't the greatest in terms of athletic wear because it was just super loose on me. It just stretched out so much and it was so loose on the waist that it gave me quite a bit of chafing. So I am going to try this out. It does seem a little loose on the waist, but it is quite tight on the quad, so I didn't want to go down a size. So I'm just going to put some Body Glide or chamois butter around the waist area just to make sure I don't chafe today. And then I'm actually going to test out, I've been wearing this quite a bit throughout the summer, which is this Adidas pocket sports bra. Again, it's got storage for gels because on race day I do plan on not wearing my hydration vest, and so I'm really gonna just lean on the water stations and then just have my shorts and my bra carry my gels. But for today's run, because it is long and I don't have aid stations to rely on, I'm going to be using my Solomon vest with my 500 milliliters of water, and not sure how I'm going to refill it. I think there's a water station at a park somewhere, so I'm going to make sure that I finish one bottle and then refill it so that way I've got enough for my entire run today. And then this is the vest that I'm going to be wearing. I've worn it in all my long runs. So this is the Solomon Sense Pro 10, I believe. And so I'm just going to carry my gels in these pockets here and then just put my phone in my shorts pocket. So I'm just gonna prep everything and then we're gonna start I think it's 31. I'm gonna aim for 31 or 32K today. Thankfully, there is no workout marathon effort today. It's just keeping it easy and comfortable. So hopefully it's gonna be a good run. And then that'll be the end of my biggest long run before the race. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to fit in the longest run I was supposed to do, which is 34K. But again, life had other plans. So this is the best shot I'm gonna get at getting in one of the longest runs before a race. So hopefully today goes well, but I'm gonna bring you along with me so that way we can see how today's run goes. So I'm just like laying out all my gels, and I totally made a miscalculation and thought that the Huma gels had 25 grams of carbs, but they actually only have about 21 to 23 grams. So I think I'm actually going to end up taking 3 gels per hour, but when it comes to race day, I might have to take 3.5 gels per hour, or I mix it up with the Morden gels because Morden has more grams of carbs. So yeah, oops. I'm just waiting for my watch to load, and I'm not gonna lie, it's actually kind of chilly. It is apparently 10 degrees right now, but I think this is perfect temperature so that way I can get warmed up without getting too hot. Okay, Godspeed. So the game plan for my fueling strategy today is I'm gonna take 3 of these per hour. And so I'm gonna take one every 20, 40, and 60 minutes. So we're almost at the 20-minute mark, which means I'm gonna take a gel. 5K, I hate bridges. We are at the 40-minute mark, which means it's time for another gel. Third gel of the hour, which means we've hit the 60-minute mark. Thankfully, I found a water fountain, so I'm just gonna refill my water bottle before I continue on with my run, because I might regret it later if I don't fill it up. Okay, 20 more kilometers to go. I hit the half marathon mark, only 10K left to go, and then I'll be done this run. I only have a couple kilometers left, but I desperately need to refill my water bottles. And I learned the last time that lack of water leads to dehydration and lack of energy, and I don't want my body to overwork more than it has to. So It is hot still. Fuck. I think I have like 3 kilometers left. Just like that, 32K done and dusted. Oh my God, my legs are so sore. So I am super stoked to have finished my longest run of this marathon's training block. This run ended up being 32K. Unfortunately, it went a lot better than the previous 30K I did. It was a lot better just for a number of reasons, and I think first and foremost was the weather. The fact that the temperature was a bit lower definitely played a huge part because I do not do well when it is hot out. The temperature during my long run was around 10 degrees, which was perfect. It did get a little warmer as I progressed throughout my run, but it was great that the majority of it was around 10 to 12 degrees. So that helped so much. And I think what also helped was the fact that I stayed on top of my nutrition. So for the marathon, my goal is to have around 75 grams per hour. And in my 30K long run, I only took 2 gels every hour. And with Huma gels, that's only about 40 grams of carbs per hour. So I definitely didn't do well when it came to nutrition. And the fact that I was doing marathon pace work during that 30K run made it a lot harder because I didn't have enough fuel and I was putting more effort into my run. So that in itself made the run a lot harder, and I just gassed out and hit the wall towards the end. Whereas this time around, I obviously was running at an easier effort, but I did up the number of gels that I was taking. So because it was around 20-ish grams of carbs per gel, that meant I was taking around 60 to 65 grams. Now, it's still less than what my goal intake is going to be for the marathon, but because I wasn't putting in the marathon pacing in that 32K run, meant that I could get away with just the 3 gels. However, now that I'm going to be putting in the marathon pace at the actual marathon, I'm gonna have to up my carb intake. So I gotta make sure that I either up the number of Huma gels that I take, or I switched to Morden, which has 25 grams of carbs per packet. So then I would only really need 3 every hour. So I'm gonna have to play by ear during my next long run and see how Morden goes. I'm still kind of sick of it since Ironman, but I don't know. We'll see how my stomach is with Morden the next time I practice with them. And then lastly, what also helped was the fact that I stayed on top of my hydration. So that also helped prevent the stomach issues. I want to make sure that I am balancing out the water intake and all the gels, so that way I don't cramp, I don't have stomach issues, and that I have enough energy to make it towards the end. So I'm going to try really hard to stay on top of that and make sure that I have that on point for my last 2 long runs that I have before the actual race. I think what helped a lot was the fact that I was mentally ready for this run. The last 30K run, I just wasn't really in a good headspace, but since taking a step back from, work and all that chaos, I've had a lot more time to just really focus on my mental prep, and I did find that it helped a lot. So I'm also going to try and stay on top of this since, I've got a lot more time, and it not just helps my mind, but it also does help my body physically, because the mind can tend to play tricks on your body. So the fact that I'm trying to train my mind to be a lot stronger then feeds into the rest of my body being cool, calm, and collected for all my runs. I've definitely learned a lot of lessons, and I was able to take those lessons into this 32K run. Now I've only got 2 more weeks left until my actual race, which means I've got 2 more long runs still, not quite at 30K. I think my next one is going to be 23K, and then the next long run after that is probably going to be around 12, or is it 16K, something along the lines of that. Now it's just drilling into the details of my long runs, making sure my running outfit works, that I'm not chafing, everything is all like lubed up in all the right areas. And then again, just making sure I'm just on top of that hydration. So I hope you found a lot of insights with this video and learned some of the things that I've made mistakes on, and hopefully you don't make those same mistakes. And if you are interested, this is part of my Road to Chicago marathon series, which is coming to an end very soon. But with that, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.